WWE stuff now. Wyatt 6 has finally debuted after months. It's called the Wyatt 6, but it's spelled like SICKS or supposedly.
Okay.
But there's 5 of them.
Yeah, you wrote 6. I saw that and I went, Wyatt 6. And I'm thinking, I didn't get it to today. SICKS 6, but SIX 6, but there's only 5 of them, which leads people to think. Now, this is where, what I was telling you earlier, you got to make people think a little bit. Oh, there's got to be another one coming. If it's the Wyatt 6, which it has a double meaning, a double entendre. You like that word?
I like the way you pronounce it as well.
How do you say that word?
Entendre.
It is not entendre.
A double entendre.
No, that's the way you guys say it in London. Which is bastard. London. No, it's bastardized English is what it is.
Well, it's actual French. I mean, that is how the French pronounce it.
But, okay, why? I thought the British hated the French.
Yes, but then we stole their words, but we still pronounce them the same. And then the Americans took the same words and pronounced them completely differently.
Oh, yeah, we got to.
Yeah.
Because we can't beat you in a war, we'll just damn trash your language. We'll do that.
And cheese-eating surrender monkeys, you can't be seen to take their words.
But, we're going to talk about this in a minute. The Wyatt 6, their opening on Raw.
You saw the entire thing. This was the
I did see it.
This was the go home segment on Raw this past Monday. This has been teased for months with QR codes and hints that Bo Dallas's Uncle Howdy was coming back, and Eric Rowan, Eric Redbeard, the Vintner had been rehired. And this had been announced as a plan for weeks before they actually debuted. It'd be these
is Loomis in that group?
Dexter Loomis, as well as Nikki Cross, who hadn't been on TV for ages, and Joe Gacy of NXT. They are the new 5.
Loomis, I'm really high on him because I met him I've only met him once, but he came to TNA. I guess he was looking for a spot, and I met him and talked to him. Nice guy, but I really like how they handled him because we go back to my theory. They told a story with him without really telling a story, but he was interesting. He never talked, did he?
Don't think so.
And the only time he ever talked, the first time, is when he got married. You remember that?
Yes.
Which was actually very, very good. So, but I'm split on the Wyatt group.
Well, there's 2 things really to talk. Well, there's 3 things. The group itself. There is the.
Is there 2 or 3?
It's 3. It's 3.
Oh,
half
okay.
of 6. Wyatt 6, I guess. If I'm gonna do mathematics. 3 things. The group itself, the story, the angle they were presented, and also the production of how they were presented in their debut as well. So take all 3, a ranking, what you'd change, what you liked.
No, I liked it all. I really did. Production was through the roof because it was interesting the way they shot it. And we don't hear a lot about production, how they produce these segments, these vignettes. But that's an art form too. And the way they did it, if you're watching it, and I don't care if you're 6 years old or 86, you still look at it and you still enjoy it. See, then it didn't go so far, but you're just announcing they're coming anyway. And then he went out there and he lit the lamp. Then he blew it out, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then it ends. So now, as far as Bray Wyatt, I think he sold a lot of gimmicks, but I never really got why he was over. So they might take it farther now than they did. But let's see. And to me, I'll say this: the Wyatt 6 at this point is an open book. I'm reading it along with everybody else. And let's see what they do with it. Because I think, see, Bray Wyatt wasn't a babyface. He wasn't a heel. I don't even think he was a tweener. He was different than everybody else, but I don't know how you break that down to where he really draws money. Now, he's part of the package that draws money, but how could he draw money like on his own is what I'm saying.
Aside from merch.
Yeah, aside from the merch, yes. So, and now we're going to see how good this creative team is.
Now, we talked about Bray Wyatt before his passing quite a few times, as far as you never understood the character, and you always said in your experienced booker's mind that essentially he's a booker's nightmare, in the sense that whoever you put him against, the other guy would look worse for it, because he would just eat up everybody. Aside from Randy Orton, I think, he ate up everybody. Seth Rollins or John Moxley, whoever it is. So now, Bray Wyatt's passed, and now we're bringing that character back, the Fiend character specifically, I should say, back, and now there's 5 Fiends. So how do you avoid the pitfalls of the original Fiend, where no one seemed to look good wrestling him, and now you've got 5 times the amount? I mean, do you have to make them vulnerable in some way? How do you keep them strong yet not kill everybody else?
That's what I'm saying. How do you do that? And up to this point, if they ask me, if I was on the creative team, WWE, and they say, well, how see, you got to be one or the other. You got to be see, that tweener thing only take you so far. Now, if you get Randy Orton now, you got to be kind of a heel. But nobody accepted him as a heel. And if he's against somebody else, a heel, he's got to be a babyface, but yet, and he wrestled the same. I don't care if he wrestled whoever. It was always the same, and he did not cheat. He didn't say anything that was controversial, really. You just didn't understand what he was saying. He did a whole interview one night, and I'm sitting at Raw, and I'm listening to it at the go position. And then when he finished, I thought to myself, because Vince was sitting about 10 feet away from me, I should have said, what the F did he say? But I didn't. But I couldn't repeat what he said. I didn't even, I couldn't even condense it down to what he did. It make me mad? No, because I didn't understand it. And if he'd have been a babyface, I still wouldn't have understood it. And I wouldn't have agreed with it because, again, I didn't know what he said. So that was, now this was a Bray Wyatt invention. He invented that character. And I think why they dropped this, when he was doing the thing with LA Knight, all of a sudden, he just disappeared. See what I mean? So, but we will see. We will see.
I've got a few follow-up questions about the Wyatt Six, and we'll move on. Do you think with the Wyatt Six, it would be more prudent to avoid promos at all? Because you run the risk of 2 things. One, sounding too much like Bray Wyatt, and the second one is sounding nothing like Bray Wyatt and it not being true to the character. But you know what I mean? But if you did a Bray Wyatt promo, it's the same thing. It's sort of like Ravens, but without the point.
I don't think we're going to really see the Wyatt Six headline WrestleMania or anything like that, because I don't think you could get that much steam on them either way. Now, that's my opinion. Whether I'm right or not will remain to be seen. But as far as the interviews, I think less is more. Let them say nothing. Let them have the fans put their own meaning to it, which is what they were trying to do before. And that's why I didn't understand it. See, I don't like to overthink wrestling, because I'm overthinking something like, And there's a lot of things that they could do, but again, this is, and I think it is the WWE is the best booking going on right now. So, but if they can take this and really make it must-see TV, because they kept telling us they're coming, and they took their time with it, didn't they?
Mm-hmm.
Took them how long to debut them? 3 months?
Yeah, months. But I'm wondering if they took them so long because they couldn't quite figure out how to present it.
Good question. Because I still don't believe they know how to present it. And they're guessing. And guess who's going to really be the judge of this?
The audience.
No kidding. If they sit out there and people said, "Oh God, here they come again. Let's go get a Coke," they'll get the hint pretty quick.
Well, they're in Corpus Christi, Texas, which hasn't got the greatest reputation for, like huge crowd reactions, but the crowd reacted big to it. So at least for a first,
but they always reacted to me.
Yeah, but I mean, you're doing a patriotic, pro-American character. How
no, but well, years ago when I went down just as Dutch Mantell, they reacted to me. Of course, I had to get up and slap a few people ringside on the way in because I just wanted to show them I meant business. Oh. They really got mad, and I slapped that 85-year-old woman, and she was tough though. She tried to kick me down low. I can't believe she did that.
See, you could have just said all I was trying to do was do the "we the people" thing, but my arm just went out a bit too far.
Yeah, and slapped them.
Yeah.
So,
Your Honor.
But I would say if we watch the Wyatt 6 and its construction, we will really find out how good this creative team is. Now, they will cover that up with great video because as we saw their introduction, that was really good, really interesting, got the dark edge to it. So they started the story. Let's see where they go with it.